Drivers in Winnebago County could see a much shorter disruption than expected. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation says a key phase of construction on Highway 21 in Omro is being cut nearly in half. During this stage, one-way westbound traffic will be maintained across the bridge, along with eastbound traffic detoured via County K to County E to Wisconsin 116. Victoria Frazier breaks down what that means for drivers and when these changes begin.
As construction continues for Highway 21 improvements in Winnebago County, Stage 3 of 5 is expected to start on May 13th. This stage will directly impact Omro traffic across the Fox River Bridge, temporarily creating a one-way for westbound traffic and eastbound traffic expecting to be detoured. That was scheduled for 39 days, but has now been cut down to 20.
I mean, that's fantastic. Any kind of compromise that we can make. I mean, I understand the work needs to be done, and I'm all for whatever their plan is. I'm just trying to see if there's a way that we can all work together that makes us all happy while this project goes on through the whole summer.
With this project, County Trunk FF, Raymore Road, and Sandpit Road will become single-lane roundabouts with safety improvements at several intersections like West Haven Drive and Oakwood Road. Department of Transportation's project manager Bill Bertrand says these changes come as data from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation's intersection control evaluations along Highway 21 found 52 crashes and 3 deaths starting in 2014 until now.
The overall project really is a safety improvement, also is looking at some maintenance on the Highway 21 corridor that is much needed.
Some community members say while they understand why the changes should happen, the construction is impacting their daily travel plans and would prefer traffic operators or stoplights in the meantime to keep traffic moving in both directions.
What would normally be about an 8-block drive is going to probably take a half hour if I have to go through Eureka.
Bertrand says safety is a top priority and phasing the construction projects out will help minimize impacts to drivers as much as possible.
While temporary signals would be feasible, you may be looking at up to about a 10-minute delay for one direction of traffic waiting for the signals to activate for the other opposite direction.
Emergency vehicles and first responders will still have access to the bridge. All 5 stages of construction are scheduled for completion by the end of August. Reporting in Omro, Victoria Frazier, Action 2 News.